Now, amid heightened tensions, leaders of the two biggest superpowers met in Bali on Monday. The high-stakes US-China bilateral preceded the G20 Summit. It was also the first time US President Biden met Xi Jinping after assuming office in January 2021. More details in our next report.
We're going to compete vigorously, but I'm not looking for conflict. I'm looking to manage this competition responsibly. Do I think he's willing to compromise on various issues? Yes.
U.S. President Joe Biden and China's President Xi Jinping had their first face-to-face meeting on Monday since the American assumed the Oval Office. There were tough talks. But as each country grapples with multiple grave conflicts between them, such as Taiwan, North Korea's nuclear program, and the war in Ukraine, and with relations between the U.S. and China at their lowest point in decades, U.S. officials are also talking of a new, quiet effort by both sides to try to mend those ties. That's said to have begun about 2 months ago. Now they're together at a G20 Summit of world powers in Indonesia.
The world has come to a crossroads. Where to go from here? This is a question.
We share responsibility, in my view, to show that China and the United States can manage our differences, prevent competition from becoming anything ever near conflict.
This is the first time they've met in person since the Obama administration, when Biden was vice president, and in public they appeared cordial. But this was tough. For example, according to a readout in Chinese media, Xi told Biden that Taiwan was the first red line that cannot be crossed between them. This G20 summit on the island of Bali is also the first since the war in Ukraine started. Notably absent is Russia's President Putin, sending his foreign minister instead. Xi's strengthening relationship with Putin has been another complication between Washington and Beijing. Xi and Putin have said their countries have a no-limits partnership. However, Xi's government has also been careful not to provide material support to Russia that could trigger Western sanctions. And a U.S. official has said that China's premier, Li Keqiang, recently spoke at another summit of what they called the, quote, irresponsibility of nuclear threats, an apparent reference to Russia's rhetoric in Ukraine. The official, who spoke on the condition of anonymity, said it was clear that Beijing isn't comfortable with Russia's conduct in Ukraine, is surprised by it, and perhaps even embarrassed.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.